Pray as if everything depends upon God, but work as if everything depends upon you. You got to focus on your strengths. When you're hungry to win, you spend your time and your energy being a warrior, not a worrier. No, you don't expend time worrying because you want to get in a fight mode.
The further from the path you will stray. Think strategic, think long-term, act strategic. Take action that improves your long-term position and moves you toward your long-term goals. How do you do that? First, figure out where you want to go. Figure out who you want to be. Figure out what you are trying to do with your life. Write them down.
If I didn't like the results I was getting in my life, that I was going to have to change me because they were my results. If you're going to change you, you're going to have to find out something about yourself.
I believe in miracles. Miracles are the things that God does for you, with you, through you, as you.
A person's putting themselves into a small cell, but it's in their own mind. The doors aren't locked. They can open, and you can walk away to freedom. If you learn to overcome fear. When you face fear, it leaves you. Face the thing you fear, and it'll leave you. That's really the secret of it. In fact, if you hold yourself back because of fear, your life actually comes to a stop, because nothing gets better than it is.
Do something that your future self will say, hey, I'm glad you made that decision.
You will not always want to do what you need to do. You will not always feel like doing something you need to do. You may not want to fight that battle, but you need to. You need to. You need to know your strategic goals, and you need to know why they are important, and then you need to get up. Get out of your damn bed, get off your phone, get out of the soft and addictive comfort zone that weakens you and destroys your goals. And you need to go out there into the world and get after it.
There are two types of people in this world. Those who work and those who watch them. And people who are hungry to win, they're the first ones on the job and the last one to leave.
See, when you believe it, you're encased in the idea. You fuse with the idea. And that makes all kinds of things happen. When you believe it, there's no quitting. You never quit. It doesn't matter what happens. You don't quit. Quitting is never an option.
You need tactical wins. You need to win battles in order to win the war. You need to get out of bed, you need to run, you need to work out, you need to read and study and practice, and you need to do things that you don't necessarily want to do. And I know that can be hard. That's why people lose the war. That's why people never achieve their strategic goals. They lose the little tactical battles, the death of 1,000 cuts.
The old man's got to be the old man. Fish got to be the fish. Got to be who you are in this world, right? No matter what.
Who we have to be in order to do what we need to do.
The top regret of it was I wish I'd have had the courage to live the life that I knew I was destined to live. In other words, that I had a purpose, that I knew that there was something greater that I came here to do, that I signed up for something other than just to fit in and to go along and to follow somebody else's rules.
So you are what you are in this world. That's either one or two things. Either you're somebody or you're nobody.
I'd say that both of these, so wasting time, wasting money, those are like the two biggest mistakes that I've made. But I would say that the root of those mistakes is that I didn't do a good job of connecting the future to the present. I want to connect what decisions are being made right now with decisions that were with the end state that you end up with in your future. So if you take advantage of your time, you're going to be in a much better place.
I don't think people understand how valuable they can be if they use their time correctly.
You can run away from what you don't want, and you can run towards what you do want, and that's quite motivating. And so if you want to move towards a particular goal, you're going to run into impediments, and some of those impediments will be other people, and the voices in your own head for that matter. And the more deeply you have your rationale for what you want articulated, the more potent you are as a fighter for your own destiny, so to speak. Think deeply about why it is that the future you want is important. If you concentrate solely on your career, you can get a long way in your career. And I would say that that's a strategy that a minority of men preferentially do. That's all they do. They work like 70, 80 hours a week. They go flat out on their career. They're staking everything on the small probability of exceptional status in a narrow domain. But it's hard on them. They don't have a life. It's very difficult for them to have a family. They don't know how to take any leisure activity. Like, they get very one-dimensional. Now, it may be that unidimensionality is the price you have to pay to be exceptional at one thing, right? Because if you're going to be something like a genius-level mathematician, and you want to do that or a scientist, say, it's like you're in your lab all the time, you're working 70 hours a week or 80 hours a week, you're smart, you're dedicated, you're unidimensional, and that's how you get to beat all the other people who are doing that. It's the only way.
Nobody knows but you. You can't get advice on what you should do with your life, right? Nobody knows what you are. Like, even sometimes you don't really even know what you are. You got to take your shot. And it's like, as much as you want people to agree and you want the people around you to be supporting your dreams and all, it's not going to be like that all the time. You got to do it alone. When your dreams is a lonely, solitary, scary, dangerous pursuit, you can't wait for somebody to think you can do it. It's like it's a lonely, scary, dangerous pursuit, and you got to be willing to risk everything to become that seed of what you believe is in there. You got to be fearless. You got to be relentless.
You know, sometimes it's hard to breathe. You know, I feel like this beast inside me.
Don't lose the faith. It's going to get tough, but don't lose the faith.
You don't know that it's not the end. It matters how you're going to finish. Are you going to finish strong? And you will find that strength to get back up.
Realize you're not done. When you accept that we have a purpose for being here, if even for 15 years, then you are well on your way to getting up regardless of the struggles that you face.
Everybody in your life will have a turn back moment. No matter who you are, you're going to have such a period in your life where it seems like it's not working. You're going to have doubts, you're going to have a lot of trials and tribulations and challenges, and everybody has what's called a turn back moment. You always have a moment in your life where the direction you're going, you will have to make a decision to keep going or you turn back.
It will be okay when we choose to make one simple decision: to get up.
When the opposition hits, when the challenge hits, when the pain creeps in, when the uncertainty creeps in, when the cuts, when the scars, when the bruises come,
I just want to see how my man gonna handle it, because I told you before, life gonna knock you down, and I want to see can my man Cam handle this pressure. How is he gonna take this pressure?
At some point in life, you just got to stand up to the giants. At some point, you just got to show up. At some point, listen to me, you will never be successful if you don't show up.
Never allow life to make you forget why you do what you do.
75% of life's success just means showing up. That's 75% of success. You just show up. You just say, I'm accounted for, I'm present, I'm here, and I ain't going nowhere. No matter how hard it is, no matter how difficult it is, no matter how challenging it is.
Life will not always be 70 and sunny. Life is the ultimate competitor. It's relentless. It will continue to attack you when you least expect it. We must learn to adapt and overcome to any and all obstacles that are in front of us. We have to evolve. When the obstacle gets in front of you, don't let it stop you. Don't let it deter you. Navigate around that motherfucker.
Life will throw you a ton of curveballs. It's scary. But like if you believe, man, you know? If you believe, and if you want it, and if you want to work hard enough for it, it can be so. Because there's no difference from me and you.
They weren't endings, they were beginnings. They weren't moments that made me want to stop working. They were moments that made me want to work even harder. And when I think about it, they were more than tears. They were the water that made it possible for the seeds of greatness inside me to grow. But in going through those crossroads, I eventually came to realize that we all have it in our power to make the most out of every day, despite what happens, to turn setbacks into strengths.
This is another obstacle. This obstacle cannot define me. It's not going to cripple me. It's not going to be responsible for me stepping away for the game that I love. I'm going to step away on my own terms.
But I used that hurt to push me my senior year, and you say, you know what? When it's all said and done, I'm going to prove these people wrong. That I'm going to show them that I'm here for a reason, and that these injuries are not going to stop me from doing what I first came here to do.
And you gotta value you. You gotta love you. You gotta put you first. You gotta believe in you. You gotta cherish you. You gotta care about what you think about you and not what other people think about you. You gotta talk to you. Come on, you gotta encourage you. You gotta celebrate you. Come on, you gotta do that for you.
It all comes down to you have to mean what you say, you have to intend to do it, and it has to be genuine, and you have to know in as much detail as possible what you're going to actually do. Because the biggest reason is still the first reason I said that people struggle with this. They just don't think it through. You can't get where you don't know you're going.
In life, when you tell yourself you're going to do something, you can't base it off of what opportunity that you're given.
I've realized the accomplishments were anything but guaranteed. The highs I've experienced, they were only possible by how I bounced back from the lows.
Your pain is your pain. Your life is your life. And so you can't compromise for a check. You're spending so much time working on yourself. Working. You're putting so much time into working that you're not putting energy. You're not commanding your gift. You're not commanding your opportunity. You're not commanding your resources. You're not commanding your dreams and goals. You look at them jokers once every 3 months, if that.
Most of you are not where you want to be, not because you don't have the ability to be there, but you're not doing nothing. Every time you sit and waste and do nothing, you are eroding your success. You are eroding your abilities. You are eroding your gifts.
Just because you're struggling doesn't mean that you're failing. If I'm struggling, what that means is I'm still in the game. We in this crisis, we're either giving up or we're getting up.
We all have an expiration date. I still got stuff in me. There are people that I'm supposed to train. There's work that I'm supposed to do, and I'm not going to take it with me to my grave. You have no excuse for not doing something in person if that's what you want to do. Just take all the right precautions and do what you need to do that feeds your life. People that are hungry, they'll find a way or make a way. People that are hungry hold themselves to a higher standard.
It's your life, not a game. Like, it's your life. Like, this the last opportunity, only opportunity. Give it everything you got. And if you fail, you can at least do what? You tried. But if you don't go out there and give 120%, you're not a man. A man don't always put forth effort and accomplish his goals. As men, we fail too. We don't always do everything perfect, but if you're a real man, you try. So when you go out there, stop playing yourself. Don't disrespect this game. Don't dishonor this game. If you're gonna go out there, don't go out there with just skill. Go out there with skill and go out there with will.
You better get up. You better get up. The clock is ticking.
You have a tremendous amount of purpose. You have a tremendous amount of work to do. Don't tell me that you can't do anything. Don't tell me that it's out of your control, because it isn't.
Hard work works, man.
Don't underestimate the hole your absence would leave. Each of us, we're remarkable creatures, and we have something to offer to the world, to our people we love, to the world at large. It's our responsibility to make that manifest, and we move a little farther away from paradise every time that doesn't happen.
There's no one person that can come along and fix this problem. There's no hero in this story. You have to be the hero in this story. So my challenge to you is to be better, is to do more, is to take your responsibility and your purpose in life seriously. Because when you become great, when you become better, when you show people that things can be overcome, that shows other people that they can overcome things. That's the most noble purpose one can have on this planet.
Forget your years, and your years will forget you.
The clock is ticking. You should be afraid of taking risks and pursuing something meaningful. But you should be more afraid of staying where you are if it's making you miserable. If you're miserable in your job now and you change nothing, in 5 years you'll be much more miserable and you'll be a lot older. You're paying a price by sitting there being miserable. You might say, well, the devil I know is better than the one I don't. It's like, don't be so sure of that. The clock is ticking.
After you lose sight of that goal and years have gone by, think to yourself, maybe I can't. Maybe I can't do it. And so you give up. You let it fade. And you settle. You settle for mediocrity. You settle for average. But no.
We are the only creature on the planet that's totally disoriented in our environment. We have higher faculties, and the average person has no knowledge of how to operate, how to develop it. The perception, the will, reason, imagination, memory, and intuition. Now, those mental faculties, they're not just words, they're actually mental faculties that we can use to take control over our world and create the environment that we want.
You're at the center of a network. You're a node in a network. Bear your burden properly and to live forthrightly in the world.
Strength, leadership, power, authority, guidance, patience are God's gift to us as men. We have to cherish that, not abuse it. I prayed this morning to be a better listener.
When things shut down, certain things are opened up. Some new opportunities, new ways in which you can Reinvent yourself. Throw the net on the other side. God is getting ready to do a new thing with your life. Be open to the possibilities.
The more valid reasons you have to accomplish a dream, the higher the odds are that you will. What are the valid reasons to achieve a dream? Is your dream really your dream?
Get up early in the morning and get your things done. Man, learn to get up at 6 in the morning and you'll be one deadly creature. Make a plan. You need a plan for 3 years. You need a plan for the next year. You need a plan for the next 6 months. You need a plan for the next 3 months. You need a plan for the week. You need a plan for the day. You need a plan for the hour. All of that. All of that. The clock is ticking.
Precious a single mama trying to make ends meet. Father gone somewhere, she don't know when he coming back. Precious someone in the hospital right now fighting for their life. Precious a dope fiend shooting up because he's lost all hope and he's feeling that needle in his arm or her arm is gonna allow he or her to escape for just a moment. That's pressure. That's a game, man. This has a scoreboard up. Half the people in the stadium gonna leave happy. Half of them gonna leave sad. This is a game. That ain't pressure.
Whenever I went through something, it brought me closer to God. And I stayed in the sun. So now I'm closer to God. But being closer is hard. The attacks get stronger, become much harder to fight, and they last longer. That's what it's always been. Joy with the pain, dark with the light, sun with the rain. With the right perspective, there can be something to gain. Look for the good and the bad, not the sun when it rains.
Bro, you gotta stop. All the time you're complaining, you could be instead hustling. You could be instead chasing your dream. You could be instead figuring out what you're doing wrong, trying to improve certain aspects of your life, getting your shit together, reading a book, meditating, something. It's something. But this I can't catch a break shit is not helping anybody, and it pushes everybody away from you.
Everything that I've experienced, everything that I've gone through, including the cancer, has caused me to be this person that I'm still here. It's caused me to be this person. Everything. The good, the bad, the ugly, everything. Long periods of time, I was insane. Everything.
Tough times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. Weak men create tough times. Many will not understand, but you have to raise words.
Never give up. Every block down is a block up. Every misfortune is a fortune. Get off the porch. Don't give up. If you've got a goal in mind and someone can tell you not to take that goal and you believe it, you don't have a goal. Stay on course.
Every single morning, you got a chance to start a new chapter in your life. And it begins by changing how you relate to yourself when you see yourself in the mirror. It's not true that your life is over. It's not true that you're stuck where you are. It's not true that you don't have a choice. It's not true that you screwed up because you stopped working for a decade or whatever. At any moment, you can choose to change, but no one's going to come in and do it for you.
You do what you could. Do the best that you can with what you have, and God will do the rest.
I want to represent an idea. I want to represent possibilities. I want to represent magic. Like there's a redemptive power that making a choice has, you know, rather than feeling like you're at effect to all the things that are happening. Make a choice. You just decide what it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. Just decide. And then from that point, the universe is going to get out your way.
You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. That's how life is. You're going to make some mistakes, and that's part of the process. Do your best.
You can't change the seasons, but you can change yourself. And see, that's how life gets better for you, not by chance, but by change. You may not be able to do all you find out, but you should find out all you can do.
You are the reason your career is not on the next level. Nobody else but you. If you don't remain obedient to your visions and dreams, you're gonna wake up every day at 6 a.m. to go and work for somebody else who is obedient to their dreams.
What can you do starting tomorrow that'll make a difference? You must learn to handle the nights. They come right after days. You must learn to handle difficulty. It comes right after opportunity. You must learn to handle recessions. They always follow progressions. The lesson you must learn is how to handle it.
You don't exist until you see to it that you exist in people's minds. When you are obedient to God's visions and ideas, and you're willing to walk into the unfamiliar, there are blessings and opportunities waiting for you beyond anything you could ever imagine.
If you do what you can, the Lord will make a way somehow. I did what I could, and God did what I couldn't.
No matter what you do, you're all in. Being alive is that you're all in. This is going to kill you. So I think you might as well play the most magnificent game you can while you're waiting, because do you have anything better to do? Really? Why not pick the best thing possible that you could do? Why not do that? Maybe you could justify your wretched existence to yourself that way. I think you could. That's what it looks like, because you're more powerful than you think. Way more powerful than you think. I mean, God only knows what you are in the final analysis. You're blind to your own weaknesses, but you're also blind to your own strengths. The answer is right in front of you. And if you can't see it, it's not because life has no meaning, it's because you're blind.
Here's the big challenge of life. You can have more than you've got because you can become more than you are. That's the challenge. And of course, the other side of the coin reads, unless you change how you are, you'll always have what you got.
No one can ever teach you. You're gonna have to learn that on your own. You're gonna have to figure out how to pull that energy out of your mind on your own. It's a grind that you have to start and finish on your own.
If you keep on attacking something, nothing wants to stand in front of anything that is relentless. Nothing.
Why not you? You've got the brains, you can make decisions, you can study the plan, you can change your life, you can grow immensely in the next few years, you can make your dreams come true, you can build a financial wall around your family nothing can get through, you can become healthy, you can become powerful. Why not you?
No one can tell you how it will work for you. It's the thing that your destiny is to discover that.
And what a time now for us to take this dream and not let it die. Take this dream and give it life. Take this dream and breathe into it your own personal spirit until finally it becomes a flame that burns around the whole world. Let's go do it now. We joined because we believed. We stayed because we were committed. We left because we were disillusioned. But we came back because we were lost. Without a dream, we are nothing.
I switched my mind to something else. I switched my mode into something else, right? For me, it's the equivalent of Maximus Decimus Meridius in Gladiator picking up the dirt, smelling the dirt. It's go time, right? So that was my mental switch. It was like an actor getting ready for a film. You gotta put yourself in that cage. When you're in that cage, you are that character.
And we all have this feeling that I came into this world. Now, it isn't true. You came out of this world, like a leaf comes out of a tree.
If you want to be wealthy and happy the rest of your life, just learn this lesson well. Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job.
Don't die with your music still in you. Some of us hear a different drummer, and we must march to the music that we hear. All of you have some music playing, and all of you have a heroic mission. There's no accidents in this universe. We all show up here with a purpose. All of us feel something. Too many of us are afraid to listen to that music and march to it.
If you want to know something about yourself, sit on your bed one night and say to yourself, my life is not everything I want it to be, and perhaps it's not everything that I need it to be. And by need, I mean my life is so unbearable that the suffering that's attendant upon that has made me nihilistic, cynical, bitter, resentful, homicidal, unable to have a good relationship, prone to punish people for their virtues because of my jealousy. These are problems, man. And you ask yourself, you sit on the bed and say, okay, man, I'm ready to learn something. What's one thing I'm doing wrong, that I know I'm doing wrong, that I could fix, that I would fix? You meditate on that, you'll get an answer. And it won't be one you want, but it'll be the necessary one.
Live your life the way that you want to leave your life. What you focus on the longest becomes the strongest.
If you think that you understand Brahman, you do not understand, and you have yet to be instructed further. If you know that you do not understand, then you truly understand. For the Brahman is unknown to those who know it, and known to those who know it not.
Your current reality doesn't control you. You let current reality control you. Just absolutely refuse to let anything control you except yourself. See, you think these things are controlling you, they're not controlling you. You're letting them control you. It's a terrible mistake.
Whoever you are, whatever that music is, however distant it may sound, however strange, however weird others may interpret it to be, don't get to the end of your life and know that you're going to leave and not have it played yet. Don't die with your music still in you.
A person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. So, he loses touch with reality and lives in a world of illusions. Time to wake up.
Don't allow the odds to discourage you from doing what you know in your heart that you're meant to do.
Why did you let that happen? It's because you lost sight of that long-term goal.
I don't care how dark it look for you. No matter what happens to you, it ain't over. As long as God wakes you up, it means that he has something for you that you've yet to receive. He ain't through with you yet. You got a shot to correct it and get it right.
Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. Keep asking, keep seeking, and keep knocking.
When you answer the calling on your life, you'll never work a day in your life. We have 2 lives. And when you discover the other life, you will only have 1 life. And once I discovered this life, I no longer live this other life. Make some of the decisions that I can be proud of you, because you've been hiding out behind fear and excuses and anxiety. That's not who you are. You're more than a conqueror.
Every day, do something that moves you toward that goal, that keeps the goal alive and in sight and in focus. However small or insignificant that step might seem, take it, do it, do that little piece. Make it happen.
You have to pay a price somewhere in your life in order to be who you are. And just because you have trouble doesn't mean you won't have triumph.
I want to have that long-term goal so embedded in my mind that I never lose sight of it, ever.
All of us the same. The only thing that separates us is our vision of ourselves and our habits. Sometimes things happen to you in life that you cry. And so you can allow those tears to be framed in sadness, or those tears to be framed in gratitude. And whatever area of your life that requires some attention, whatever you are dealing with, whatever the pain, the tragedy, the stuff that life catch you on the blind side that you didn't see coming, it's a way of life with gratitude.
If you focus on the things you have, you'll always have enough. If you focus on the things you don't have, you'll never have enough.
You know the one currency that's more valuable than Bitcoin, than Ethereum, than the dollar, than gold, than a stock? It'll get you into the right networks. The most valuable currency in the world, and we don't give it enough credence, and that's your attitude. I'm the luckiest man alive. Nobody owes you anything. Nobody owes you nothing.
What makes it hard is your lack of belief that it can happen for you. The fact of it is, though, it's very doable. See, but you got to change, though. If you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. So if you're at a place in your life and you ain't happy with it, you have to change some things. But you have to make a conscientious decision that you're going to change. And it's not dependent on anybody else. This decision is yours and yours alone.
But when you stop and think, gratitude, be grateful, and think of all you've got to be grateful for, like that, your energy shifts, your attitude changes, the whole world will change.
God is not a concept. God is a way of life.
just a journey of evolution every day. It's just constant improvement, constant curiosity, constantly getting better. The results don't really matter. It's the figuring out that matters.
Wrap it up in optimism. Wrap it up in joy that passeth all human understanding. Wrap it up in positive expectation. Stand on the knowing.
Matters not how straight the gate, how punishment charged the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
This is your time. It says sometimes you never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. We're living in a very special time. If you can hear me, this is the best day of your life. This is the best day of your life. We've accomplished some stuff. We've gone through some stuff. You're still here, you showed up. Don't make light of that. We've gone through some stuff. If the dream is big enough, the odds don't matter.
See, life is 10% what happens to you. It's 90% what you do about it. But show me something that has grown into something beautiful that didn't have no dirt on it. You take a seed and throw it on the concrete. Don't put no dirt on it and watch what happens. See, you get tripped out because you got dirt on you. But you need dirt on you to develop. Dirt is fertilizer. Dirt is nutrients. Dirt gives you the strength for your seed to push through. You get mad because they talking about you. That's dirt. You get mad because you lost your mama. That's dirt. You got to have dirt on you to grow into what God got for you.
Don't die with your music still in you. Some of us hear a different drummer, and we must march to the music that we hear. All of you have some music playing, and all of you have a heroic mission. There's no accidents in this universe. We all show up here with a purpose. There's an intelligence that is a part of everything and everyone, and all of us are connected to it. Too many of us are afraid to listen to that music and march to it. Whoever you are, whatever that music is, however distant it may sound, however strange, however weird others may interpret it to be, don't get to the end of your life and know that you're going to leave and not have it played yet. Don't die with your music still in you.
But this is not for everybody. This is for those of you that can hear me in your heart. You want to maximize. Now you want to get everything out of this moment right now before it becomes a memory. Don't underestimate yourself. You're here to do the greater work. There's some more stuff in you, and you have some more time to do it. In life, when you don't have enough courage or insight to know that you've outgrown a situation and it's time to move on, life will move on you. People that are hungry are relentless. People that are hungry are willing to learn.
I've known what my music is. It's playing right now.
You can be successful if other people don't believe in you. You can overcome those odds and that opposition. But if you don't believe in yourself, no way. You just aren't going to make it. That on the other side of personal belief are opportunities and possibilities. And you have to go through the belief door to find those possibilities, to find those opportunities.
I just want one thing from you. As great as you are, as skilled as you are, as talented as you are, I just want one thing from you. Never allow life to make you forget why you do what you do. People burn out, people quit, people underachieve, and people settle because life makes them forget why they do it. If we respect it the way we say we respect it, if we love it the way we say we love it, if we cherish it the way we say we cherish it, every single day should be nothing less than excellent. You might not always be your best, but you can always bring me your best.
I don't care how big they are. I don't care how strong they are. You do whatever you got to do, but when you get back to this house, you make sure you got that big wheel when you come back. Take the fight to them. Stop running, stop crying, stop whining, stop giving up, and you go take the fight to them.
To get to the thing that's going to greatly improve your life. Make the jump, make the run. Trust me, when you get to second base, when you get to the second bar, you'll smile and say, I did it. You can't get to second base by keeping your foot on first base.
But if you dare to be great, you dare to do something that you've never done before, if you dare to go to limits that you've never went to before, they will remember your legacy forever.
Good man leaves a legacy for his children and his children's children. What are you creating? Designing a life, not living a life that has been given to you, but designing a life that's you.
So let's stop with this. I hope it delivers this, and I wish it delivers this. And the reason you're not going to get what you want is because you lack the discipline to execute on the plan that produces that specific result.
Do what you can with what you have.
And if you think that life doesn't work in a very simple equation, which is what you put in, you will get out. You know why the results are never there? Because you can think about it, you can wish for it, you can hope for it, but unless you get out every single day and put in the work, inch by inch, you will never get there.
What do you want to do with the rest of your life? Journey 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
The wise person is the person who finds what they lost in childhood and regains it.
When you fail, you don't die. You actually gain knowledge and experience. Every time you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you push yourself to try, you gain a little bit of competency for the next time you're going to do it. And every time you gain a little bit of competency, your mastery goes up. And that's when you start to feel more self-assured.
Never trust your fears. They don't know your strengths.
Whatever it is, you don't want to get up in the morning and work out. Yeah, it's hard. Sometimes I want to sit there, hit that snooze button, and go right back to bed. Want to be comfortable, or you want to be great? What do you want to do? Self-confidence, you build that by preparation, by doing, by working, by moving forward.
Thinking will not overcome fear, but action will. Your next level of greatness is based on your confidence in yourself, your belief in yourself, your value in yourself.
This is a time to rethink your life and look in the mirror and say, what is it I need to do differently? Because the person I'm looking at, the man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror, that won't get it.
It doesn't matter where you are in life. It really doesn't. Because the great thing about life, it's always your next move. Your next move that counts. No matter where you are. You could change your life if you want to. It's always your next decision.
The devil is a liar. I don't know who talks to the devil. I don't. No, we have to step up and close that gap.
That when you were a kid, you don't remember this, but when you were learning to walk, you fell an average of 17 times an hour. You actually learned to walk by falling. And so you learn everything when you fail.
It's time to take care of business. You've got greatness in you. Success is a slow process.
Confidence is the willingness to try. That's it.
You can't have thoughts of wealth. Like you can't talk wealth, think wealth, want wealth, but then you entertain poverty thoughts, right? You can't do it. It's like all your thoughts have to be concentrated on that one thing, and if you do it and you concentrate on it on a long period of time.
The wise person is the person who finds what they lost in childhood and regains it. The return is you don't fall backwards into childhood and unconsciousness. You return voluntarily to the state of childhood, well awake, and then determined to participate through truth in the manifestation of proper being.
But through pain comes learning.
When you're in that place where you're acting in the proper manner and you're facing things courageously and you're speaking the truth, you're imbued with a sense of fundamental meaning. And that meaning is the antidote to the catastrophe of life. You have to have that meaning, because otherwise your life is too dark and too dreadful, and it will corrupt you.
And one day, you'll be sitting in the dark like I was. And you're gonna be asking yourself, what am I gonna do now? What am I gonna do now? But in that moment, I want you to remember the power of you. I was gonna sit in that failure and give up. Or I was gonna make a decision to step out of the darkness. You see, when you're in that darkness, you wanna sit there and wait for the light to come. When you're in that darkness, it feels uncomfortable, but you can't wait and sit in that darkness. The only way out is to step forward, to face your fears, to become your own light.
The first way to get focus is to find purpose. The way to find purpose is you must identify what it is that you have to be purposeful in. When you are struggling with what to do, who you are, what's your next move, you are in an identity crisis. You are struggling with just who you are. See, you have not discovered who you are. You have to discover who you are in order to move you forward.
You have the power, authority, and dominion to handle anything that life throws at you. Don't buy into the distractions and the negative conversations. And don't allow other people's failures and setbacks distract you. Stay focused on your strength. Answer the call on your life. There's a reason for you being here.
What you run away from, you'll always have to go back and deal with. When you stop running, God steps in and gives you power, favor, ability that you've never had. When you deal with what you know you need to deal with, there will be a grace to do what you've never done.
If we accept our responsibility to ourselves and to other people and to our communities, and we lift that load up, then we live lives that are meaningful And that stops us from being corrupt. It provides us with a medication against catastrophe. And it also practically improves the world.
I always want to feel like I'm the best quarterback for this team.
Every great one competes with themselves.
I want to earn it every single day.
Some of you gonna embrace it, some of you gonna play with it.
You have to have like real rigid requirements of yourself where you don't allow yourself to back out of things and you don't allow yourself to slack off. It is a daily principle of life, like what you must get done.
You about to win. Some great stuff about to happen to you, some stuff that you can't understand, some stuff that you can't comprehend. If you do what you're supposed to do, you're gonna be blessed. Stop acting like other programs. Stop idolizing other programs. Stop watching other programs and set the doggone standard.
The attitude to do something, even though it's difficult and in pain, is so damn important. It is so important. People have to force themselves to do something.
I'm coming hard.
When you literally execute on everything that you could and you do everything that you can, you have no other option but to be moved into a place of confidence.
To those who have everything, more will be given. From those who have nothing, everything will be taken. It's like what's very pessimistic in some sense, because it means that as you start to fail, you fail more and more rapidly. But it also means that as you start to succeed, you succeed more and more rapidly.
I love the process. I love the thought of working for what I want. And I firmly believe you're never supposed to wish for it more than you're willing to work for it. Your expectations never supposed to exceed your effort. But a lot of people, they wish, and they're not willing to work. And the great thing about life has a funny way of testing all of us and seeing how bad we really want what it is that we say we want. Because the thing I know about people can talk the talk. And people do it very well. But life is going to hit you with a certain level of opposition. Life is going to hit you with a certain level of adversity. And life is going to say to you, you said you wanted it, now let's see how bad you really want it.
We need more urgency, we need more focus, more attention. You know, you gotta play harder, we need more effort.
It's one step on a very long journey. And so it starts to compound on you. So a small step today puts you in a position to take a slightly bigger step the next day. And then that puts you in a position to take a slightly bigger step the next day. And you do that for 2 or 3 years, man, you're starting to stride.
Life is school. Not getting the promotion you want at work, that's school. Get it, figure it out. Someone in your family is sick, that's school. Life is the greatest teacher there is. You just have to be willing to learn and recognizing that your pain and your suffering is the thing that the universe is poking at, so you recognize that's where you're ignorant.
You need to decide that your will to win is not for sale. You can't be bought. Too many people, their will can be bought. With enough success, people's will's bought. It's like, all right, that's enough. I'm clipping the coupons now. I got what I wanted. Their will's bought. They just quit, okay? And the reason you're willing to do that, because you think you're just selling you out. You're like, I'm quitting on me. No, you're not. You're quitting on your kids. You're quitting on your grandkids. You're quitting on your papa. You're quitting on your grandparents. Never sell those people. Never. So in your life, if you're down, you want the spark right now, if you can't figure out what the dream is, who do you love, right? And are you willing to quit on them? Are you willing to sell your will to win on them? Have them watch you the rest of your life do absolutely nothing? Or do you want to turn it around and do something great for those people that you picture right now? Your babies, your grandbabies, your spouse, your parents. Prove that coach or teacher right. Never sell your will to win.
If you guys don't wake up and understand what the world's really about, you're going to lose. Not only are you going to lose, your kids are going to lose. And their kids are going to lose. And their kids' kids are going to lose.
My mama ain't counting on the governor. My wife ain't counting on the President of the United States of America. My wife ain't counting on the mayor. My wife ain't counting on the commissioner. My wife counting on me.
No matter who you are, no matter where you come from, no matter what your race is, no matter who your parents are, no matter what city you live in, no matter what, if you can understand to put the work in and develop the skills at the little things that you are doing now and understand that those skills are going to create skills within you that you will then carry on from here to there to there to your ultimate path, you will win. As long as you don't quit.
Productivity is always intentional and deliberate. And on Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, no luck, guys. Every single day, if you do a little, you're gonna wake up one day and your dreams are gonna be a reality.
The world is a lesser place if you do not reveal from within yourself what you have to reveal. And the fact that the world is a lesser place actually turns out not to be trivial. Like, if you aren't everything you could be, more people will die, more people will suffer, more evil will be unconstrained, more tyranny will reign, more chaos will remain chaotic and dangerous, all of that.
What happens? You stop playing to win and you start playing not to lose. When you decide that you really want to invoke permanent change, you start playing to win all the time. And nobody preaches that.
When you do something that you shouldn't do, it's worse than you think. And when you do something that you should do, it's better than you think.
My personal skill set in every situation possible. The world does not care about your hardships. If it did, the people who have the most hardships would be the most successful.
You got to manage your emotions. You must manage your emotions. You got to master the art of taking the L. As being a boss, you're going to lose, you're going to win. So you got to be able to grow and take from whatever the situation is.
I'm talking about hope. You got to be able to see it when it's not able to be seen.
If you lose a job, keep the faith. If you lose a spouse, keep the faith. If you have to downsize, keep the faith. If you have to move in with your mama, keep the faith. If you're at your wit's end, keep the faith. If you have to catch the bus, keep the faith. If you have to thumb, keep the faith. If you get sick, keep the faith. If you lose your kidneys, keep the faith. If you got heart trouble, keep the faith. You might not get a new heart, but you gotta keep your faith.
You have to believe in the unseen, because if you can't believe in it, you will never manifest it. But when you believe in it, you demand the universe to assist you in what you're doing. And if you can see it before everybody else can see it, I don't know if you should quit or you should give up, but I'm gonna ask you this: what's the value of your seed? I know my seed, I couldn't give up. Homeless, I still couldn't give up. 12 years to get there, I couldn't give up.
That's the hardest thing in the world. To get up every day and give 100% and be in the same position that you were each day, but mentally know that you're trying and trying and trying. That's a real grind.
I put in too much. I've given too much. I sweat too much. Given up sleep. I've given up friendships. I've given up so much stuff that I had to get back later. Why? Because the value, I put too much in it. What's it worth to you?
Be planted is destiny concealed. To have increase is destiny revealed.
One door got shut and the world got opened up. It ain't over.
That's the key. You have to believe in something that you can't see. You have to believe when you don't see no way how. You have to buckle down and keep believing. God is always coming. It all happens at an appointed time, but you have to stay in faith for the appointed time to happen for you.
What is it worth? What is it worth to you? Well, I don't know what your seed is. You gotta be able to see it when it cannot be seen. You gotta see it in your minds. You have to see it happening. You have to see yourself writing the book before the book is finished. You gotta see it You have to see yourself graduating even though the teachers are telling you that it's not going to happen.
A lot of people can give up. It's easy to give up. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. All right, man, I'm done. I ain't going. Easy. It's very easy. But what's hard is going, yo, yesterday I got nothing from working as hard as I did. Nothing happened from that. I'm going to do the same thing again today, but I'm going to try to go harder.
You got to have a plan, you got a man. Plan and a man.
Where you are right now, your thoughts have brought you. Where you can go when you upgrade your thinking, your thoughts can take you.
Not to just be present in their life, but to be present in their life.
Remember one thing, through every dark night, there's a bright day after that. So no matter how hard it get, stick your chest out, keep your head up, and handle it.
It's a very simple concept. If you want it, you gotta go get it.
I mean, you gotta figure it out, right? If you really have an obsession to figure it out, you will figure it out, right? And every puzzle is constructed differently. Everybody has a different puzzle, man. You just gotta figure out your own puzzle.
It's grind season, homie. It's not about today, it's about the future. You do the work now. Do the work now, and all of the shit that you could ever want to do for your family, your kids, your loved ones, it's all going to be on a whole nother stratosphere. It's time to stay focused, man.
Life is about transformation. Life, it's about disruptions. Life, it's about miracles. You are here to grow. You must die daily to who you are so you can give birth to who you are to become.
Endure when it's time to endure, enjoy when it's time to enjoy, you know, but you're not going to get around the ups and downs of that. And, you know, it took me a few of them to realize that it's not because I'm stupid. It's not because I'm weak. It's not because I'm a coward. It's not any of that. It's like, that's what life is.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
You want to work on and develop you. You've got to up your game on your program for you. The things that you're going to fortify yourself so you can be ready for the fight. Because if we don't know anything else, here's what we learned. It ain't all about the vision. You got to be ready to fight.
When I stopped living my life in probabilities and started living only in possibility, all you want to do is live in the possibility and ignore the probability. Probability simply means to me, probably ain't gonna happen. That's what that means. Possibility is, it can happen.
Most of the people who really ain't got it, they go out of their way to try and show people that they have it. The more you go out of your way to show me that you have it, you're confirming to me that you really don't got it. Because it's perception versus reality.
I made a decision. It's too late to be scared. It's time to kill.
You gotta get downright funky if you wanna make it. You have extraordinary capabilities, all of you. You have to decide if you are willing to do the things to put you in that category.
That enough is enough. I'm tired of being happy. I'm tired. I'm tired of being good. I'm tired. I want to go to the dealership and buy the best car. I want to move to the nicest neighborhood. I want to fly first class. I want to go to Hawaii. I want to go to Australia. I made a decision. Enough is enough. It's showtime.
Where you're headed in life, that's your belief upstairs. You
before you walk in here, you already know what you're going to do. There's a plan of action. Therefore, every action has results and bears the fruits of your labor. It must be that way. You don't go in here blindly, go in here with a fucking purpose. Mentally believing it, like Muhammad Ali. He called himself the greatest fighter before he ever won something. He believed it. An undying will, commitment, the effort. Even you get knocked down, you get back up, you get back up, you get back up, and you continue to throw shit against the wall. Because you believe in the purpose, you find value in it.
I'm not willing to just roll over and take what I'm given. I'm not willing to stop trying because you say that I can't fucking do it. That's what you say. That doesn't mean it's the truth. If you do the work consistently, if you invest in yourself consistently, create a great existence, contribute to the people around you, show them what's possible, which, by the way, is your fucking obligation on this earth.
Every day I feel like eating. Every day I feel like giving my wife the best life. Every day I feel like driving in a nice car. Every day I feel like flying first class. Every single day of my life, I feel like giving 100%. Every single day. Somebody said yesterday, E.T., you gave 120. What you gonna do tomorrow? I said, I don't know. Give 140. I don't know, but I don't have days where I don't feel like it. Why? Because I'm counting on me. My wife's counting on me. I don't have days to waste.
Few there be that find it, because few there be that are willing to do what's required.
You gotta fight like fucking hell to get to fucking paradise. Paradise starts in hell.
So whatever you're doing, you have to do it like your life depends on it. Whatever time that you have to attack like you're trying to save the world. You're trying to save your life. You don't want to drown. That 1.5 hours a day that you have to write, god damn, you better be caffeinated and motivated. You got to go. You got to get after it. And you got to have discipline. And to know that the consequences of not doing that are horrific.
Own your power.
You can live a larger life. Don't just focus on what's going on now. Don't focus on what you have lost. Don't focus on you've lost your job or been evicted. Focus on where you are going. To a new life, that God is going to do a new thing with you. How? I don't know. How is none of your business. You do what you can do, God will do what you can't do.
They're not going to give it to you, but if you're willing to get up every day and go take it, if you're willing to get up every day and work for it, if you're willing to get up every day and grind for it, you can have the life that other people dream of. Don't complain. Don't murmur. Don't talk negative. That's average people talk normal. Average people talk problems. The greats talk solutions. Average people use their time to whine and complain. Average people say it's their boss' fault, it's their mother's fault, it's their average people. I used to be average. I used to say, when is my daddy coming to get me? When is my biological father gonna come in my life? And while I would talk like that, I ended up getting kicked out of school. And while I talked like that, I ended up being homeless. And while I talked like that, I was broke. And then one day I woke up and said, Eric, nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to get you, but you can go to the library and get yourself.
I show up and I want to impact because this is who I am as an individual. It's my essence, meaning when the adversity and the opposition hit, like the only thing I've been trained to do was to think positive and look positive. I've reverse engineered it.
There are days when I get up in the morning that I just don't know, but I don't quit.
But I tell you, there are some times in life where you fall down, you feel like you don't have the strength to get back up.
Somebody said that adversity introduces a man to himself.
Pain always leaves a gift. It's not going to change for you.
If I can look up, I can get up.
And you can either let it destroy your life or you can build upon it.
You can permit it to let it hold you down, or you can decide, I'm not going to let that happen to me. I'm bigger than this.
Get your act together a bit, discipline yourself, see if you can learn to tell the truth, concentrate on something for a year or two. You could be a bloody world beater. Get yourself educated, man. Read some books, learn to talk, learn to think. Make yourself into something. Get the hell out there and make the world that put you here happy that you were put there.
Keep going, keep working, improve, and pay attention and do the work. Do the goddamn work. Do the writing, do the performing, keep moving.
Yes.
Gotta keep moving. My job is the task.
If you are facing a challenge, don't stop. Stay busy. Work your plan. Continue to do those things that you know that work for you after you have evaluated yourself in the situation. Continue to move.
You got to be great. You got to have skills, and you got to put those skills into place. And if you do that, and you commit to that, all the other motherfuckers that you compete with, they're all going to be still doing the big whiteboard, and they'll be trying to figure out the hack, while you'll be doing the actual hack, which is becoming great.
You know to do better, but you don't want to do better. This is uncomfortable. Only those that can see the invisible can do the impossible. You have to be able to see what doesn't exist in order to be able to pull off or achieve what in most people's minds seems to be impossible. Only those that can see the invisible, being able to see what's not there. What is your vision? What is your idea? What was that God-sent dream? Only those that can see the invisible can do what seems to be impossible. Never stop, never quit. Never allow anyone to talk you out of the dream, the vision, and ideas that God has sent you.
You have to have goals outside of your comfort zone that will challenge you, because in order to do something you've never done, you've got to become someone you've never been. Muhammad Ali said, I'm the greatest, but he never won a championship without Angelo Dundee. And Michael Jordan never won a championship without Phil Jackson. So you've got to have someone that can see something in you that you can't see, that can take you to a place within yourself that you can't go by yourself. Don't underestimate yourself. You don't know enough about yourself to become a cynic. And so you've got to challenge yourself to access that power that you have within you. You're more than a conqueror.
Every multi-millionaire and every multi-billionaire in this world that are living on the top have all decided that I'm gonna commit myself to this career, this vision, this goal, sports, training, education, no parties. They're gonna call you names. They're gonna say you're corny. They're gonna call you a square. They're gonna say that you're a weirdo because you don't fuck with nobody. Those are the characteristics of a champion. Those are the characteristics of someone that have said that I have decided that I'm gonna create a shift in this universe. They are weird because they've seen things that no one else seen for their career path. They are living beyond what is expected because they were obedient to the vision. Live your life and make your mark. God put you on this earth to do something significant.
We are different. We all think different thoughts. And I believe we should start to think and build images in our mind of what we'd like to do and then set out and do it. Thoughts are everywhere, and we pull thoughts into our mind and we build pictures or images in our mind. What we want to understand is that's the non-physical side of ourself that's doing that. If I can build an image of something in my mind, I'm quite capable of building a physical replica of it in my world. So if I build an image of me as a happy, relaxed person, I can live like that. If I build an image of myself as being prosperous, I can become prosperous. Think of how you can and not why you can't.
We're going from brick and mortar to click and order. This is serious. This is for people who want to live their passion, doing something that they love, that's willing to believe in themselves. Write this down and put yourself on a regimen that allows you to increase your belief. It's an ongoing process.
I am absolutely passionate about it, and I intend to create it.
My way took me to one of the top voices in this generation. My voice took me to a place of wealth. My way helped my wife, who was diagnosed with MS, leave her job and work for me full time. My way changed the world.
This place where we are, you have to jump out of line.
You have to look forward to that. You have to look forward to getting up. You have to fight through it. What are you doing when you fight through it? You're putting yourself in forward motion.
You don't need their permission, but you do need yours. You do need to look at yourself and declare who you are, and you need to believe it.
There is nothing that can fucking stop you when you become so skilled that every single person around you sees that and it recognizes that. And that is a habit. That is not a gift. That is something that you can create. It's a skill you can learn. So develop the skill of becoming undeniable if you really want to guarantee your success. Be fucking great. Put the time in to learn the skills. Put the skills into practice and make a commitment to becoming so good that all your peers say, that's the motherfucker, that's the best. And if you can do that, no matter where you are, no matter if you're cooking French fries, no matter if you're managing the restaurant, you cannot be stopped.
Yes, don't follow the crowd. Be ye not conformed to this world. Operative word in there, conform. Get out of line. Don't follow everybody else. Whatever direction they're going in, go in the opposite direction. No, what everybody else is doing, go in the opposite direction.